Hello. So I spent a lot of money. A lot of money. I'm going to do a little book haul about all of the books that I bought. I went to two bookstores. Went to Barnes & Noble for one of them and Half Price Books for the other one. So we will start with Barnes & Noble and then go to Half Price because I got so many more books at Half Price. Okay, first I got Common Goal by Rachel Reed and Role Model. That completes all 7 books of the Game Changer series, so I'm now a proud owner of said books. It was actually really weird to see this on the shelf because I had been scouring for the Game Changer series since like January, because I had watched the show early December, like as it was releasing episodes. Couldn't find anything. Like everything was backlogged until February. Even February when I went to Barnes & Noble to see if they had it. Like every time I'd show up, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we like just sold our last copy." Just seeing like an entire freaking shelf dedicated to Rachel Reed's books was crazy. But get ready for a video on these soon. Got The Color Purple. Yeah, by Alice Walker. It's something that I have been wanting to read for the longest time, and I've heard such great things. And as a Black woman, I think I should read it, you know? I'm excited. The Inner Game of Tennis by W. Timothy Galloway. I heard good things about this book, and I'm a really big tennis person. I played in high school, so I feel like this would be interesting, and I've heard good things. Like I feel like people who are like at the absolute pinnacle of their career or what they're doing have a lot of similarities. Like, call me crazy, I feel like Rafa Nadal and like a neurosurgeon, like I guess like their mindset might be like kind of different or similar than like a normal person, in the sense that like they are like very good at this one thing. They like spearhead this one thing. Anyways, that's just a thought. I will give you my ideas and thoughts of this when I read it eventually. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one was random. I normally never like explore a lot in the bookstore because there is so many people. Like that's on me for going to the bookstore on a Saturday at 4 p.m. Like the fuck. Like of course everyone and their mom was there. But I was exploring a lot and got to see some cool parts and cool books. But I like stumbled over to the U.S. history part, which normally I'm not one to do that. I kind of just stick to my little fiction and horror spots. But I decided to look around. I saw this book, Challenger, by Adam Higginbottom. Like space. I'm very interested in space. And I don't know much about the Challenger event, but I've heard a lot about it, you know, especially since it was such a pivotal part in history. Not pivotal, well, it's important, and it was so televised as well, and like you would hear stories about like kids sitting in class like watching the spaceship go up and then explode. Like I thought it would have been interesting, and then I was like kind of flipping through the pages because there are pictures in here talked about like the first Black astronaut, the future of Black spacemen. I was like, this is really interesting because this is around like, you know, 1960s. A lot was fucking going on during that time if you hadn't known. So I thought it would be an interesting read. So we have it. The short synopsis on the back of here was absolutely crazy. How like they knew that like something was not right because there's a bunch of budget cuts. Which, what do you mean there's budget cuts when you're trying to send humans to space? This is not the time to be pocket watching. Like if you need more money, bro, don't send them up. Don't send them up. And I understand hindsight is 2020. I'm saying all this now after knowing the outcome of this, but I'm excited to read it and learn more. Yeah, that was it for my Barnes & Noble books. I spent so much money. It was actually insane. So let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on it as well. So next I will do my little half price books. The first book that I picked up was Daisy Jones and the Six. I have seen this literally everywhere, like ever since I was younger too. Younger as in like 10 years ago. I had a lot of people would talk about this book like on BookTube and how good it was. And I had just read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Fantastic book, delicious. Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing style is immaculate, so I thought this has got to be freaking good if I even enjoyed The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I am sad though about these like freaking stickers that you can't take off, like the Reese's Book Club, and then like now streaming services, now a streaming series. Like, bro, this just like taints the book in the sense that like, come on, bro, that's annoying. But also, who cares? It's not about the cover, it's about what's inside. But also, a nice cover would be wonderful, but I'll live. I have recently gone into running. Not recently. I've been running since like the summer, since like June, and it's now like April. But I've been on a hiatus as it's been cold. But there was a sports section, and there was this book about ultra marathon by this dude named Dean Karnazes. I did though, after picking up and after buying the book, read reviews, and a lot of people were not a fan of this guy because of how big his ego is and how much he loves to talk about being a very ripped guy. And also his comments on women wasn't so great. So that's wonderful. I just wasted my money. But I'm still gonna read it because I myself have never been a part of an ultra marathon. And I think it'll be interesting to, enter that space, even if it's momentarily, so I'm excited for that. I will though be ripping into him in my review if it's really as bad as people say. I also was at the self-help part of half price books, and I saw a lot of self-help books that I had seen at Barnes & Noble that was like full price. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't get that book at Barnes & Noble because that was like $20 when I can get it for $5 here. Like, that's crazy. But Deep Work by Cal Newport, I'm a big fan of Cal Newport. I actually have 2 of his books right here. I got it like when I started college, like How to Become a Straight A Student and then How to Win at College, and they were very helpful. I learned a lot of things that I had implemented that had helped me succeed and do pretty okay. So I'm a big fan of Newport. So I'm excited for this because I feel like you can always learn. And also, I tend to be more of like a surface, like a more horizontal person. Like, I'll spend 6 hours at the library, but maybe 2 of those hours are actually very efficient. So like getting more vertical and more deep in the work, I think is something that I'm still trying to figure out, and like being more efficient instead of just wasting my time. So super excited for that. And then please don't judge me, but Surrounded by Idiots, okay? His other book about like Surrounded by Vampires, about like protecting your peace in social situations, I've had that in my cart for like the longest time, but I've yet to buy it. But I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to try it. But it just talks about like 4 types of human behavior and how to effectively communicate with business and in life. I think that's really important. Working on communication and learning to be a better communicator is always important. There's always more to learn, but I am like nervous that I might be falling into like the self-help trap, self-help glop and slop and stuff like that. But yeah, pumped for that because it normally is $30, but I got it for half the price. 107 Days by Kamala Harris. yeah, I've seen this everywhere at the store, and I've been wanting it. Also, this photo of her in her Howard sweatshirt with her wired headphones. Oh my gosh, it goes kind of hard, I can't lie. It's giving performative, but also it goes hard. But I'm excited to read it because when you think about that is actually insane. Having 107 days to plan and execute freaking running for a government is insane. People literally throw the hat in the ring years in advance, like 4 years in advance, and just having less than like damn near like basically 100 days is ludicrous and wild. So I'm excited to read it and learn more about it. And I'm excited to have not paid full price because $30 is a lot. But worth it if you want to. I'm talking out of my ass. I have yet to read it, so I don't really even know. But I'm excited. I'm so pumped to read it. Mamala, Big Sister General. Oh my gosh, she is so freaking funny. Hey, and let's talk about it. A lot of people kept talking about how like they only see Kamala, and every time they see her like on a clip or something, she's laughing and making jokes and whatnot, and like a very smiley person. Like, what I bring to that is like, how would people react if she was more serious? Like, they would just call her, oh, she's like the angry black woman, or she's a little aggressive, a little too serious. I feel like as a black person, especially a black woman, you kind of don't have that space to I guess be able to truly show your emotion. You kind of have to be in that you're just like, we're just on a weird tightrope, unfortunately. Okay, for some reason my video paused on me, but excited to read it and let you know how I'm feeling. And then I got, again, on my self-help grind, The Power of Habit by Charles. I have read this before, but like I listened to it on an audiobook, so being able to actually read it I think will be useful, and being able to annotate is fire. But I'm excited for it. Last but not least, The Girl with Curious Hair by David Foster Wallace. I have been on a David Foster Wallace kick recently. Couldn't really tell you. Okay, I can't tell you why. I think he's a very interesting person. Like 2 more of his books. Like, I'm currently reading Infinite Jest. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like 1,000 pages or something like that. Into talking about like addiction. And I think that's really important. And it's something that I am learning more about, and how to I guess fix those struggles. Because like I've been working through my phone addiction. You might have seen a video. I'm working on a video about like how life has been since like basically making my phone a dumb phone. Yeah. And a lot of people have addictions like social media, caffeine. Caffeine's a drug, but people need their morning cup of joe all the time. And I also saw this at Barnes & Noble when I picked up Infinite Jest. Brief interviews with heinous men. From the synopsis, talks about these men's relationships and interactions with women, which I am also kind of nervous about because I don't like men. Call me a misandrous, and just like people saying or like talking about like the worst things that they've ever done to another person, especially a woman. It's icky and gross, and like what the hell, like it's a conversation for another day. Trust, I will be reviewing this and talking about this once I'm done. And then I also have The Pale King. This was published after DFW's death and not complete. Like they kind of just threw it together and just like threw it out. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll give them something. Which, let's talk about that. I actually was at this at the bookstore. I saw that Joan Didion had her fucking notes to like to John, which I'm guessing might be her husband or someone she worked with or something, fucking published and put into a book. Or like Sylvia Plath, her diaries being published, or Franz Kafka, his works being published after telling people to destroy them. That's actually insane. Imagine that. You're a writer. You're not even a writer. You have your diary and then you're like, okay, when I die, burn it. Like, everything that I've thought of, everything that I've gone through and I've written down dies with me. And someone says, you know what? No, fuck you. I'm gonna actually publish this for the whole world to see. That's insane. That's crazy, honestly. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day. Like, at that point, you're dead, so you wouldn't even know, but still, the principle of it, like, that's crazy. I'm now the proud owner of 4 books by David Foster Wallace, so let's go. Okay, so those are all of my books. I've been telling myself that I'm going to read everything that I own before I start, buying more books, but that's not the case, obviously. But I have been like reading a bunch of books. Like I think I have 15 books down so far this year. It's kind of not enough books, to be honest. I feel like I should be a lot more ahead. But reading has been fun. But yeah, okay. That was my little book haul. I hope you enjoyed. If you read any of them and have any thoughts, please leave them down below. Maybe we can have like a discussion of sorts about them. Yeah. Alright, I will catch y'all later. Bye bye.